Hi, this is Jeremy Walton. I'm going to show you some of the digital resources for Culinary Essentials. Before I do, I wanted to just note that the lab manual is here on this page. This is a print-only resource. This will be available in the warehouse in just a few weeks. But just so you were aware that this existed, and this is the full resource for you to be able to review here in the Padlet. So I encourage you to do so. It's a nice resource for teachers, certainly good to have in the kitchens, and gives you a lot of flexibility. Um, so then there's this piece of it, then there's this teacher's edition. This is a digital only, but I wanted to give you a chance to be able to see that. And then there's some other features in here as well that I'm going to show you. The major focus for me right now is to show you the digital resources, which are not live yet. They will be available in January. But here's some of the resources that you'll be able to see. So for example, this is the student ebook. The student ebook, I'm showing you this in a sandbox that is not live digital. It will exist in our online learning platform, which is also LMS integrated, so it works in Canvas, Schoology, Google Classroom, all the like. But as you can see in the student edition, there are opportunities to write. I can write some words here. You can take notes, highlight, do all the things you can typically do in a student ebook, which is nice to have. Um, I won't go through all the features, but there's project-based learning. So this is just to kind of click into this one, I suppose. This is project-based learning, so this gives the opportunity for students to do these longer projects and over many, many days or many weeks, as a matter of fact. There's a note-taking activity here, so this is basically like a PDF that the students can print out or that you can print out and give to your students, maybe those who are struggling and might need a little bit more help, support. There's graphic organizers as well in that regards too. There are chapter assessments. So there's different versions of the chapter assessments, and we can go ahead and just do a quick preview of those. The nice thing as a teacher is, again, these assessments are integrated into your LMS learning management system, all the rostering and all that things. And then these are just immediate answers that the students can get some understanding of how they're doing, how they're understanding the topics and the content. Basically gets them ready with the knowledge that they need to be able to be successful when they get into the kitchen. There's teacher resources here. So this is the teacher ebook I mentioned a little bit earlier. This will be, again, existing in the digital. You'll notice here the annotations that are marked for the teacher in this light blue. So that gives answers to some of the questions that are there for the teacher. So some good support there. There's also a presentation deck. So obviously this is important. This is editable presentations in PowerPoint that you could basically jump into and do whatever kind of editing that you want. This might not be the most exciting PowerPoint since this is the section on sanitation, but there is some content here that you can edit. Um, and then some of the other ones are a bit more visual, but just to give you a flavor of that. Finally, there's a vocabulary, obviously all important vocabulary that students need to know for the culinary classroom, lots of vocabulary. So this gives them an opportunity to review different key terms, and then they can begin an activity. So if I'm looking at, let's see here, a puncture wound, let's see what my definition of that is. It an injury where the skin pierces? It is. Okay, that's correct. So this gives students the opportunity to test their knowledge of the various vocabulary that they need to understand to be successful within the course. And their careers, of course. So, speaking kind of quickly here, but the last thing I want to show you, and this will be available, is that the product itself will be in a smart book, which is a really great resource. Um, so the student edition that I just showed you will be in a smart book where you can actually start with readings or answer questions. And the questions, this is an adaptive digital. So the questions basically you fill these out and you rate your confidence. And based on your success or your progress, it will change the types of questions that you'll be getting, and it'll also point you back into the content. So the smart books are a really nice feature. Um, and then the last thing I want to just note is that once it's in the full digital, we'll also have some other features that we exist in all of our CTE programs. So obviously I'm showing you health science right now, um, but the soft skills features exist in all of our CTE programs. These will actually apply to culinary. There'll be applied mathematics to culinary. There'll be reading for information to culinary, locating information in culinary. So using those academic skills as well as soft skills and critical thinking types of skills. There are simulations for soft skills, which is also really, really cool. So here's the cafe challenge, of course, very applicable to your culinary students, but there's other challenges as well. And so this basically is kind of a simulation of like a kind of a who done it type of thing where you basically go through conversations. And so it's a really cool feature for students, but really practicing those future ready skills that they need to be able to have and that employers day after day are asking for from their new employees. Okay, so the soft skills is really critical that will be incorporated into the digital as well as a career center in the culinary digital. And the career center will allow them to basically take a little 5-minute quiz that's a RACEX score on their particular aptitudes and interests, and then it'll supply some job information for them, or they can just simply, I'm just going to type in chef, and so here, bakers, so basically it gives you some information about the kinds of, maybe aptitudes that you'd want to be in the way that a new employee would want to be for this particular industry, job requirements, some pace ranges, what your reading capabilities should be, and those kinds of things. And then some related occupations. As you can see, there's a lot of occupations related to the food industry. So lots of options there. So that is included as well. So thank you so much for your time and hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.